This is the second clip or second video of the same chapter, the land. In the previous video, I have been explaining about the functions of land, where I could just finish only the two functions. The continuations of that point under the functions of land, I'm going to continue today. So the third point is the employment in the functions of land. Here the employment explained in this way. In underdeveloped or least developed countries, nearly two-thirds of the populations are engaged in the agriculture and other primary activities, which mean agriculture, forest and mine, etc. provide lot of employment opportunity to the rising populations of our country. And the other point is transportations by or transport. The important modes of transport all happen on the land surface or on the land or on the earth surface. How is that transportation is important? Uh, important. Let us see. That is the road and railways, waterways, and mainly based on the surface of the land. That's why transportation is also in functions, that is uh, important functions of land. And the other is trade. The trade happens on the land. That is what we know. The product of land are traded within the country, as well as from part of foreign trade. For example, food grain, minerals, leather, hide, skins and wools, tea, jute, petroleum, milk, butter. These are all traded on the surface of the land. So this also is another important functions of land. And the last is the economic growth. Land play an important role in the economic development of a country. How is that? How the land uh, play an important role in the economic growth of a country? Let us see. Let us see some of the countries like prosperity of Gulf countries lies. These countries' prosperity lies in the oil wealth, which is also on the land. These are situated there. The economic development of South Africa is mainly due to the fertile land, irrigations, and power facilities. So we know now the functions of land. With all the explanation, we know all these things are happening on the surface of the earth. That's why all the points that I have explained are the functions of the land. Now let us move on to another one, that is importance of land. So when we have to talk the importance of land, uh, we can make it in a brief or shorter way, like what we have discussed in the earlier class, like characteristic, functions. And from these two topic, the different subtopic explain about the importance of land. That's why if we speak fundamentally importantly, if we speak about the importance of land, land is the original source of all nature, of all material wealth, and it is of immense use to mankind. That means what? Land, which is the original source of all material. That means land is the original source of all materials and wealth, which is useful, which is very much important for mankind. As such, it is an important factor of production. Not only that, it is also an important factor of production. No any productions, no any development in industries, factories cannot happen other than on the land. It has to happen only on the land, only on the surface of the earth. That's why it says it is again land determine agricultural productions. Number two, the industrial progress and prosperity of a country depend on the availability of mineral resources. This is what it says. The progress, the development of industries and prosperity of your country depend on the on how much the minerals are resources are available from the land. Then the third point is land influences total productions of a country. The total production of a country can be understood with the land, how much it is big, how in which location it is placed, how fertility is the land. That is how it says that land influences the total production of a country. Number 4 point, it says land influences the economic growth of a country. Land also influence Land also influence the economic growth of a country. Means the growth of an economic country also is being influenced by the land. The number 5, it says land maintain ecological balance. Ecological balance means what? Balance in the atmosphere, balance with many other things. Many other things like the ecological, the environment surrounding us, the uh, the atmosphere that's surrounding us. Because of this land, it can be balanced in a proper way. Then the 6 point says land directly or indirectly fulfill the basic needs of the people. Number 6 says the importance of land is that it is directly or indirectly fulfill the basic needs of the people. So this is in brief or in short the importance of land. So now with the last subtopic, factors affecting the productivity of land, with some few points, I'm going to end up this chapter, land. So now here, the factor affecting the productivity of land are discussed below or can be explained in a short way. So before I explain it, let me just point out some of the factors. What are the factors that is affecting the productivity of land? The first point is fertility of the land. Then second is proper use of land. Then the third is locations of land. And the fourth is importance of land. And the fifth and the last for today class is ability of organizer. So now let us go to the first point, that is fertility of the land. If we have to talk again this fertility of land, we can just go back and listen to the characteristic of the land, where it says it determines the fertility of the land. So now here we can say that this fertility of the land also affect the productivity of a land. How is that? As I said in the earlier explanations of the characteristic of land, says that the land doesn't have the same fertility in everywhere. It is not the same fertility. In one place it can be more fertile, in other place it can be less fertile. Due to this reason, the productivity on that land of the productivity of that land or on that land will definitely differ. Which mean in one land, if used in a proper way, there can be some productivity increase or decrease. That is how what it says. The productivity of land is directly related to its proper utilizations. What it means, with a proper utilization means with many resources, the available resources with us, if we use in a proper way, the land can be used in a better way. Then the third is location of land. The location of land says that it affect its productivity to a great extent. For example, the locations of land near the market or bus station will result in economy of transportation charges and overall productivity from this point of view will naturally be higher. That is why, according to the locations, the suitable locations, the land will be affecting in the productivity of a land. Then the other one is improvement of land. The improvement of land is what? The permanent improvement done on land, like constructions of irrigation channel, hedging of fields, or the construction of dams, etc., have positive effect on the productivity of land. That means what? If the land is being improved for the betterment of the land, then there can be more positive side of production or productivity of land. And the last one as for today is ability of organizer. That means what? The land is a passive factor of production, and so it is essential to combine it with other active factors. So as we know about the passive factor of land, the land, when it is combined with other factors, then combined with other active factors in the correct proportions, then to achieve the optimum productivity, we can achieve the optimum productivity. That means what? If the land is if the land is properly used with other effective factor in a proper proportions, then there can be more productivity on the land. With this, I want to end this explanation for the first chapter of the second term syllabus. And thank you very much.